Okay, so exercise 3, right? Complete the sentences below with the verbs in the box. 2 of the verbs do not fit into any of the gaps. All right. Yeah, actually this one is very easy. You just read and then you choose the most suitable one. Very, very easy. Number 1, Nhi, can you read that? Yeah, every time you read, I will repeat after you, just to make sure that you can learn the way I pronounce all these words, okay, to improve your pronunciation. All right. Parents try to discourage their children from using computers too much. Okay. Do you understand the meaning of the word discourage? Yeah. Discourage. What does that mean? Improving. Encourage. No, it's opposite. Totally opposite. Okay. Discourage, that is opposite of encourage. They are not the same. Okay. So parents try to discourage, that means to stop their children from using computers too much. Okay. Not encourage their children to use computers more. No. Okay. Number 2, Bình Hương. Realize. Yes, did people realize that computers would completely transform the way we live? So the answer is transform. Actually, this one, for this exercise, I don't need to explain anything, right? Because this is all about meaning. So if you understand the meaning of the word, then you know where you should put them. That's all. There's nothing special about this. Number 3, Thiên Nga. Yeah, some children who spend a lot of time on computers may lack the incentive to go out and make friends face to face. Oh, I think this makes sense, right? It happens a lot these days, right? Because these days all of the kids have their own smartphones, so they spend a lot of time playing games or browse all of the web pages or use a lot of different apps. So now they don't have, or they lack the incentive to go out and make friends face to face. Or even these days when they face each other, they see each other, they don't even want to talk to each other. So that's really dangerous, okay? That happens a lot with all of the kids these days and many other people as well. Now, do you understand the meaning of the word lack the incentive? Yeah? Can someone explain that, please? Thiên Nga, explain that.
It means have no encourage to go and make friends face.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Now number 4. Thùy.
Stories about the dangers of internet usage attract attention when they appear in media.
Yeah, stories about the dangers of internet use attract attention when they appear in the media. Yeah, I don't see any new words here. Now let's move on to number 5. Yes, experts. Okay, experts do a lot of research on how people use computers. 6. Okay, let me read that again. Statistics reveal that some children spend many hours a day in front of screens. Okay, does that make sense? Yes. Okay, these days, not only some children, but many children, okay, spend many hours a day in front of screens. And I know that many children, if we take all of them mobile phones, we ask them to leave them at home and they won't go to school anymore, right? Dangerous, very, very dangerous. Now number 7. Yes, some parents try to restrict the amount of time their children use the internet. Do you understand the meaning of the word restrict?
Like decrease.
Yeah, again, restrict means
It's like decrease.
decrease. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Some other words. Some other words. Restrict the amount of time. That means try to limit, okay? Limit the amount of time the children use the internet, okay? Yeah, reduce or limit or yeah, some kind of something like that, okay? Now number 8. Yes, whenever companies launch new games consoles, children want to buy them. Number 9. Thì
Children like to experiment with new gadgets to find out what they can do.
children like to experiment with new gadgets to find out what they can do. Okay. 10. Decades. Yeah, how will the way people use computers evolve over the next few decades? Okay. Do you have any questions? Any questions, guys? Come again? Which number? Number 10? The last word? Decades, right? Decades, what does that mean, guys? Hurry up, explain that quickly. Hurry up.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Okay. So 10 year 10 years 10-year period. Okay. So when we say decades with S, that means we're talking about many of 10-year periods like that. Okay. Now, what do you think? Okay, someone please tell me immediately. How will the way people use computers evolve over the next few decades? What do you think? Tell me. Consider this just a speaking question. If you face this type of question in your exam, how can you answer this? Tell me something. How will the way people use computers evolve over the next few decades?
I think you're just saying the computers everywhere in everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like combine AI to a fridge to make it smart.
Mm-hmm.
Or just combine the air conditioner to some kind of AI. Then you can then they'll just control them by their voice, like giving command. It will be much convenience.
Yeah. Okay. Can someone else answer this? What do you think? What do you think? How will the way people use computers evolve over the next few decades? So that means you just kind of imagine, okay? And what tense do you have to use with this type of question? Yeah, future tense, of course. Okay? Yeah, just think about that. Okay, now imagine if tomorrow you go to the speaking test and they ask you this. You can't just keep silent like that, right? You want to get 0? You don't want to go home with band 0, right? You try to think of something and then tell me. Tiếng Anh, tell me. What? You have to say something. You don't go to the exam, you say you don't know, right? Or you want to say, I don't know in your exam and get band 0? Okay, now let's move on. If you don't want to give any answer for this one, just spend more time to think about it later. Alright, now let's move on to the next task. Writing task 2. Exercise 1. Read this writing task and underline the main points. Okay? So, what are the main points? Tell me. What did you underline?
The use of electronic media.
Yeah. Yeah, electronic media. What else? Negative effect.
Personal relationships.
Yes, on personal relationships. What? Distinct. To what extent? Oh my God, I thought extinct. No, extent. Okay. Yeah, but actually this is very normal. Some other words are more important. Which one? Agree or disagree? That means that you have to answer that. Do you agree or disagree? Okay? Reasons and relevant examples. Those are very important. Why? Why are they important? Because you definitely have to give reasons for your answers. Okay? You can't just write something and then you don't explain anything. You don't give reasons why you say that. Then you will get a low point. Okay? And also they ask you to include any relevant examples. So that means that you have to give examples in your writing task. Okay? So remember that. Alright, now let's move on to the next exercise. Number 2, what must your answer include? Write yes or no in the spaces next to each choice. Have you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's do it. A, Nhi, read that and tell me that is yes or no. Yeah, a mention of at least one kind of electronic media. Yes or no? Yes, we should mention at least one kind of electronic media. Why is that? Because here they say the use of electronic media has a negative effect on personal relationships between people. Of course, the topic here is about electronic media. So of course, in the body or somewhere, you must mention at least one electronic media. Because it's very common these days, okay? So you have to mention about that. And it's really related to the topic. Yeah, so definitely you have to mention about. Now B, Quỳnh Hương. Yeah, your opinion on whether the statement is true or not. Yes, okay, you have to give your opinion on whether the statement is true or not, because they ask to what extent do you agree or disagree? Okay, you might say like kind of 100% agree or 100% disagree, okay, or 80-20 or maybe 50-50. It's up to you, but you have to answer that. Okay, and of course in the introduction part you have to mention whether you agree or disagree with the statement. Now C. Yes, your favorite kinds of electronic media. Yes or no? No, it's not. It's unnecessary. Okay. They don't ask you whether you like it or not, or what kind of electronic media do you like or something. They don't care, so you don't need to mention about that. Okay. Now D. Thùy. Yeah, how the use of electronic media can affect personal relationships. Yes. Why? Because here they say that the use of electronic media has a negative effect on personal relationships between people. Okay? So something about personal relationships, and it has some kind of connection with the use of electronic media. Okay? So you have to say or explain how the use of electronic media can affect personal relationships. Maybe positively or negatively, we don't know. Okay, but you have to talk about it. Okay? Next one, E. Yeah, which forms of electronic media are the most expensive? No, you don't have to write about it. Okay? Because they don't ask. Okay? They don't ask you which forms of electronic media are cheap, which one are expensive, or which one are the most expensive. They don't care, so you don't have to write. Okay? F. Yeah, a comparison between young people and older people. No, of course not. They didn't ask about that. Okay? Why do you have to say about it? Okay? Don't waste your time on something unnecessary. G. Yeah, okay. How people interact using electronic media? And the answer is yes. Not no. Why? Because it's kind of very related to part D here. Okay? How the use of electronic media can affect personal relationships. Okay? So here, G. How people interact using electronic media. Okay? How can they interact? It's just kind of the way they use it. Okay? The way they use it or the way they interact using electronic media, and that can affect personal relationships positively or negatively. Okay? It depends on the situation. So you have to talk about it. Now H. Okay, a prediction about future use of electronic media. No, they didn't ask about that. Okay, so you don't have to mention about it. Okay, so this one is very important because after reading the topic, you must identify very clearly from the beginning what you want to write about, what should you write, what you should not write. Okay. Don't just jump right in and then just write whatever you like, because if you give some irrelevant information, then you get very low points for that. And don't forget to give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your knowledge or experience. Don't forget that. Now exercise 3. Which of these notes for the above task are relevant and could be included in an answer, and which are not? Right? Yes or no? Now A. Thùy. Yeah, people don't speak to each other face to face, and the answer is yes. Okay, that means that you can talk, you can write something like this. Okay, because that is the effect of electronic media. Then maybe people don't speak to each other face to face anymore, or not very often. Okay. B. People sometimes don't read or reply to emails and texts. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So that is also the way of using electronic media. Okay. You can write about it. C. Some electronic gadgets quickly become old-fashioned. No. Yeah. They don't ask. Okay. They just want to know the effect of electronic media on personal relationships. Okay. They don't know or they don't care whether some electronic media gadgets quickly become old-fashioned or not. They don't care. D. Yeah, yes, okay, D, yes, okay. Some people make lots of friends on social networking sites, yes. E. Yeah, it's very clear, right? Some electronic gadgets are more popular than others. No, they didn't ask about that. F.
People sometimes send messages without thinking first. Yes.
Yeah, people sometimes send messages without thinking first. Yes, yes. Now we are talking about the way of using electronic media here. Okay. G. Yeah. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. People can keep in touch regularly using electronic media. Yes. Yeah. We can write about it. H. Yeah, no, okay. Some people don't know how to use electronic media. No, we don't care. Okay. Alright, exercise 4. Now write your answer for the writing task above. Yeah, okay, you have to do it later. Yeah? Okay. Now let's move on to grammar. The next time we will discuss about the writing part, okay? To remind me about that. We go through step by step what we need to write and what we don't need to write about. Okay, now grammar, however, although, even, and on the other hand, you can check student's book, unit 4, page 44, if you want to. Number 1, decide which of the following sentences about using the internet for research is correct. Sometimes more than one choice may be correct. Okay. Decide which of the following sentences about using the internet for research is correct. Okay. Now, number 1, which one is correct? B, right? Yeah. B, although the internet is often a good place for research, other sources of information can be better. For example, like number 1, why is wrong? Yes, that's right. Before the word however, we have to use full stop. And then we have to use capital letter. And after however, we have to put a comma there. Okay? We don't use however like this. And C also the same, even though the way they use even though here is wrong. Okay? Number 2. A and C. Okay, yes, A and C, that's correct. Okay, that's the right way of using on the other hand and however. Now tell me B, why is wrong? Come again? Yeah, comma cannot stand after order. So what should we do with this if we have to fix that? How can we fix this? You don't know how to fix it? Someone else, please. Yes, that's right. We don't need to use full stop and comma here. Okay, we just use some normal letters, not capital letter here. So there's a lot of information on the internet, although some of it isn't accurate. Okay, we just write the full sentence like that without full stop and comma. Now number 3. B. Yeah, A and B is correct. Yeah, A and B. Yeah, all of them are correct. How about C? Why is wrong?
However, has to be in capital, and after however we add a comma.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. On the web, you have to use full stop and then use capital letter for however, and after that you have to put a comma there. Okay. All right. We just go quickly. Number 4. What's that? Yeah, number 4, C is the correct answer. Okay. The explanation is just the same. All right. Now let's move on to exercise 2. Articles. Have you finished? Okay. Now number 1. University. University. Guys. Why? Why we have to use not an? Yes, university, because the way we pronounce you, that is yeah. Okay, that's consonant sound. So that's why we have to use a university, not an university. Okay. Number 2. What? Come again. Read the whole thing. On the music industry. Which one? Which one? The music industry. Okay. Because we know that it's kind of only one thing. Okay. Because we are talking about the music industry on Earth. Okay. In Britain, once the or a government. Why the in this case? Yeah, kind of a group of people, and also we know that is the government in Britain. Okay. Number 3. Yeah, an hour. Why not an hour? Because the word what? Because the word hour. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it, guys? Why don't we say hour? Why? Why? Last time we learned about this already, right? Why? Yeah, you can look at page 104, right? Use "and" before words beginning with A, E, I, O, and U, and H when H is not pronounced. Okay? Page 104 in your student book. You can have a look at that. All right. So they say that we can use "un" before words beginning with H when H is not pronounced. Yeah. And our, we don't pronounce H there. Okay. You see that? Yeah. So that's why we use an hour, not a hour. All right. Now number 4. Thì with or without what do you think? Yeah, we don't need any article here. So my sister starts university in September. Why is that? Yeah, we kind of feel like we don't use the with some expressions there. Yeah, we learned last time, like at home, into hospital, into prison, at to school, at to university, at to work. For example, like I'm hoping to go to university in Australia. We don't say I'm hoping to go to a university in Australia. Something like that. So my sister starts university in September. Okay? So with something like at home, in or to hospital, into prison, at to school, at to university, at to work. Yeah? Your student book, page 104. You definitely have to learn it carefully. Okay? Now number 5. Như the first one, the or without the. Can you imagine the life without what? An or the, without the internet. Okay, the internet is correct, but the first one is wrong. Now let's talk about the correct one first. Why do we have to use the internet? One. Look at that. Look at page 104. Tell me. Page 104. Yes, when only one of a thing exists. Okay? We use the line number 2, guys. Point number 2, yeah? We use the when only one of a thing exists, like the word, the internet. Yeah, you see it? Okay? The word, the internet. So you have to use the. That is the only one of a thing exists. Like the earth, something like that. How about the first one? Can you imagine why don't we use the life here? We don't use anything here actually. Can you imagine life without the internet? Why? Someone please look at page 104 and tell me, explain that to me. Why? Yes, okay. We don't use the when you are talking in general with an uncountable noun, and life is an uncountable noun here in this case. Yeah. So we don't use anything. Yeah. We are talking about life in general, not a specific life of anyone. Yeah, got it? Six. Yeah, I found a brilliant website last night. I emailed all my friends about the site. Yes, okay. Now the first one, why do we have to use a brilliant website and not the brilliant website? Why? Okay, very good. Yes. Yeah, on the right column, right? We use or an with a singular countable noun. The first time you mention it, this is the first time you mention about this brilliant website. That's why we have to use okay, a brilliant website. All right, now how about the next one? Why do we have to use the in this case? Yeah, okay. That is the first point from page 104. We use the when people know what you are talking about because you mentioned the thing before or it's clear from the context, right? Yeah, you mentioned that site already. That is a brilliant website. Okay, you mentioned about that one already. For the first time you mentioned about it, you use or an. Okay, and in this case, and the next one, the site. That is the second time you mentioned about that site already. So you use the in this case. Okay. Yeah, clear. Okay. Number 7. Yes, do you have arguments without anything? Okay, do you have arguments with your family about who can use your home computer? Why is that? Yes, that's right. Because arguments, that is, we are talking about something in general. Yeah, arguments in general. Right? Yeah, so when you're talking in general with an uncountable noun or with plural nouns, yes, so we don't use the in this case. All right. Now number 8. Yes, the first thing, the answer here is the, right? The first thing to do when you want to start a blog is to decide on the topic. Why the and not a? Why? We use what? Come again? Check page 104. Yes, that's right. We use the with something like the first, the second, the third. Okay, with the order like that. So we have to use the, yeah. So the first, the second, the third, etc. So we use the in that case. Yeah. We don't say a first, a second thing. No. All right. Now number 9. Yeah, the quickest way to contact friends is by texting them, right? Now, the first one, why do we have to use the? Why? Which case? Which case on page 104? Which one? Yeah, with superlatives, right? Yes, we use the with superlatives. Point number 4, you see that? Point number 4, with superlatives, see making comparisons on page 100, yeah, something like that, like the highest figure, the best solution. So we use the with superlatives, yeah? So the quickest way to contact now friends is by texting them. Yeah, this is very normal. We're talking about friends in general. Okay, we know that. All right, so friends in general, not any specific friend or any specific group of friends. Okay. Now number 10. Như the young. Sure. Are you sure? Yes, that's correct. That's correct. The young are always keen to try new technology. Why the young? Why? Come again? With a singular noun. but young is not a singular noun. Yeah, you're talking about point number 3, right? With a singular noun which refers to a group of people or things like the police, the government. No, that's not this case. Because with a singular noun, police is a singular noun, government is a singular noun. That's correct, but that's not the point because young is not a singular noun. So which point are we talking here? Yes, that's right. Which point is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Point number 6, right? Point number 6, with adjectives which refer to groups. Okay? We use the with adjectives which refer to groups. For example, like the rich, the poor. Okay? So here we have the young. Okay? The young are always keen to try new technology. Okay, guys? Yeah, please take your time to learn that page carefully. It's very important because you often make a lot of mistakes in writing and also for speaking with articles. Yeah, learn that carefully, guys. Everything is there. You see, everything is there. You can explain everything with that page. All right, so that's it for our lesson today. We'll continue next week.